And this week, the Texas State Senate passed a bill requiring the 10 Commandments be placed in public schools. It still has to pass the House before becoming law. Opponents argue the bill violates the First Amendment. Still, more than a dozen other states are pursuing similar measures. CBN's Paul Petit reports from Texas.
This is Food Blesses Family. Thank you for the great message last night.
Adam Althouse believes his 16-year-old son Dylan and other Texas high school students would benefit from daily seeing the 10 Commandments in their classrooms.
They can look at it. They could say, maybe go home with their parents and say, what does this mean? What does, shall not covet thy neighbor's wife? What does that mean? So put the thought in their mind.
Texas is joining at least 14 states where legislators want to reintroduce Christian principles in public school spaces.
Posting the 10 Commandments in our public school classrooms allows students to have an understanding and an appreciation for our heritage, for systems of law, and the connection of the 10 Commandments to Western civilization.
Jonathan Saenz, an attorney with the group Texas Values, helped draft the Texas bill.
We're confident with the recent election results that this is what voters want. They want to make sure that we preserve our values and that we teach about these things in our public schools, and we get back to basics.
Lawmakers in these states are also seeking to take advantage of the political shift and Supreme Court rulings, opening the door to more religious expression in schools.
God is mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. It's on our money, in music, like God Bless America. It's in our literature, and it's in the pledge to the flag. Why would we not mention God in our schools? The courts need to understand that by removing God, they are replacing it with nothing.
Opponents, including the ACLU and others, however, argue such measures violate the First Amendment.
This is clearly outrageous. This is not religious liberty. This is religious tyranny.
Louisiana became the first state to mandate displaying the 10 Commandments in classrooms. Freedom from Religion Foundation is among those challenging that law.
It's up to parents to indoctrinate or not their children or expose them to whatever so-called holy books they want or whatever edicts or mandates they think are true, but not for our public schools. So, of course, we're very alarmed at all the copycat legislation.
State legislators here in Texas believe their bill will stand up to scrutiny following a 2022 Supreme Court case that ruled a Washington State high school football coach had the right to pray on the field immediately after football games.
Only thing I even asked for from the very beginning was to be reinstated as a coach and to be able to pray on the 50-yard line. But the great part about it is it just took one person to stand up and said, enough is enough.
Coach Joe Kennedy believes the ruling in his favor has energized the fight for religious freedom in schools.
People are standing up. They're being bold in their faith. They're being bold in their constitutional rights as Americans.
It's basically a combination.
While Althouse wants Texas schools to prioritize academics, he also sees value in an exposure to biblical principles that have shaped Western civilization.
I think being there in the schools is important. I think it would be good to have in the schools.
If it's good enough for the Supreme Court also to display in that courtroom, should be good enough for a public school classroom.
In Texas, Paul Petit, CBN News.